An ARC Stockton Homemakers Commission in partnership with Home Manchester by Vici Wreford-Sinnott. Siege Part 1. The Wrong Woman Discussions. 1A. Introductions. Part 1 of the Siege Commission centres on a series of 5 films with disabled performance makers discussing transgressive women, featuring Melissa Johns, Julie McNamara, Tammy Reynolds, Webster and Vici Wreford-Sinnott. Dedicated to all disabled women artists and activists making a difference to our world. Thank you. Audio description. Images of 6 women fill the screen. Vicky has teal hair and a spotty scarf to match. Julie Mac has short brown hair and is wearing her favourite blue jacket. Melissa has long blonde hair and is wearing a purple and blue top. B has long brown hair in a ponytail and is wearing a Kiss t-shirt. Tammy has short curly blonde hair, is wearing dildo earrings and a pink top. Sue, our BSL interpreter, has short blonde hair and is wearing a dark blue t-shirt. Everyone is seated in their home environments, and there are a mix of group shots and solo shots.
Thank you all for joining me today. We've got Julie McNamara, Tammy Reynolds, Melissa Johns and Webster, and we're joined by our BSL interpreter Sue Lee, who is from Becoming Visible. It's a sunny day in the 2020 coronavirus lockdown. We're gathered for a chat as part of my ARC Stockton Homemakers Commission with Home Manchester to talk about the narratives attached to disabled women and what is commonly expected of us. Often our bodies, minds and beings are under a particular microscope. The ways the disabled body is looked at, appropriated and presented often as deficient. And yet none of the women that I've gathered today and any of the women that we work with are deficit models of the human being. Far from it. I am joined by boundary breakers who defy definition and explode stereotypes. During the lockdown, disabled people are back under the microscope, and we have a new name to add to our list of stereotypes: the vulnerables. I've seen us referred to on social media as the vulnerables. There's a new and carefully crafted narrative emerging about disabled people, which is part of the same narrative that there's been for thousands of years. So in this space, we've created with safe space principles in mind. It's a space of mutual respect and non-judgmental solidarity. We are taking hold of the lens of the microscope to examine what is going on and to exercise agency over that. We do it all the time in our everyday lives and in the work that we create to ensure that disabled women have voices in society.
My name is Melissa Johns and I am a disabled actor. I'm also a theatre maker and supporter of change in the industry and in its inclusion of disabled people. I have been trying to support change for a very long time now. I think we're supporting change even when we don't realise we're supporting change. You sort of by default end up becoming a bit of an educator on every job you're on, even if that's not originally what you signed up for. But you find a way of enjoying it and actually doing it in a really positive way. And I think that's really key for me, and a huge part of my kind of core beliefs is less lecture and more positively educating where I can, and hopefully working along the way.
My name is Tammy Reynolds. I am a live artist and performer. I also have a drag persona called Majit Bardot.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
With those kinds of, whether that's me in drag or just me as Tammy, I try to highlight and demonstrate how much space disabled people should be taking up and how much space we haven't had for a very long time. I'm quite radical with what I do, and I do end up, as kind of Melissa noted, getting into jobs where I produce for an event or something, and I end up doing access consultation as a throw-in bonus, and get paid no more. Yeah. And so that's me really. I'm based in Liverpool and have been here for about 6 years now, 7 years, and I've been doing work with Arts Admin and Dada Fest, and yeah, just my career seems to be starting to take off just as a global pandemic happens, which is very strange. Wonderful as well.
Hello to everyone here and hello to anyone listening later. My name's Julie Mac. Actually, I was born with the name Julie McNamara. Although, if I'm honest, I was called Kevin for a long while, and that has had a big impact on my life. But that was because my dad really wanted a son and refused to call me any other name than Kevin after Kevin Barry. So, what do I do? Well, kind of picking at my navel and going back over nearly 40 years of playwriting. So I literally created a timeline the other day looking at plays from 1980 to the most recent play I'm writing. The play I wrote in 1980 was called Venus and the Flytrap. And I'm looking back over all these years of work and trying to pull out the common themes. So there's 18 plays and 2 monologues. I set up Vital Exposure with the help of Izzy Hawson, who was, I think she was head of theatre at the Arts Council actually, but so I'm now artistic director of a theatre company that, to be honest, I didn't want to set up, but actually I'm really glad I did, because the work I do is around social justice, and all of the work I've created all the years of my life has been about bringing in excluded voices centre stage, voices from the margins, who are in the political periphery of our communities. And I've made it my life's mission, if you like, to put disabled talent centre stage. But in looking at the timeline of my 18 plays and 2 monologues, I've discovered that at the heart of it, or at the bowels of it, almost every time, there is this quite dark voice of the woman who has failed femininity, failed to perform woman, whatever that is, and has been dislocated by a male-dominated society wherever we are in our communities. And so, of course, it was a brilliant place to give roles to disabled women. Anyway, that is the passion I have in my life, is social justice, making change. And in the middle of my picking at my own navel, I realise I'm staring in the mirror at this mad, frenzied, wrong woman who is perceived as a failed woman, whether it's about being perceived as living in a flawed body or the wrong body or an unruly mind. And I celebrate her, so I can't wait to talk about her.
Hi, my name is Vici Wreford-Sinnott. This is my surname, B, because it's a B, that's the same, but B.
I love that.
I do many things, but primarily I'm an actor, theatre maker, I do some playwriting, I do drag queen, and I do a lot of BSL consultant as well. What else? I just do many things in the theatre world. But I'm based in Glasgow, but they can't help my accent. I'm currently stuck in Stratford upon Avon because I'm currently with the Royal Shakespeare Company. We'll see where that goes. And I'm just here with my lovely wife Emma. She's over there. But like you all, I'm very passionate about bringing social changes in the theatre world. And my main focus is just trying to encourage more deaf actors into the theatre industry. And I'm hoping that will happen in Scotland soon, because I'm trying to focus on Scotland in the moment, because I've been working quite a lot in England. So that's what I've been trying to do at the moment. And I graduated from the only acting course for deaf actors at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. So hopefully us all will bring out a change in the industry. So we'll see where that goes.
And I will just quickly say that I am a theatre maker. I'm the artistic director of Little Cog Theatre Company. And like all of you, find myself as a campaigner, trying to bring about change for as long as I can remember, whether that's as a woman, as a feminist, or as a disabled person. And it's just really important to me that I find that culture and the arts quite often are where we get the stories about that actually oppress people. And so for me, that's key. That's a key part of the puzzle in bringing about change, is that to make sure that we're visible, that our stories are heard. And that worries me more at the moment, obviously, in terms of lockdown and how we are being described and pitched, and the fact that without the internet, without human kind of contact and social gatherings, then and also the fact that some of us will be in isolation, possibly for quite a prolonged period of time. It's just really important that we don't disappear. So for me, theatre, the arts, performance, the digital world, it's a brilliant way to keep us visible. But ultimately, like Julie Mack, it's about social justice. It's about challenging all of the crap stories that have gone before, that have described us in a certain way, that we have to take on and challenge, really.
Your back's against the wall. There's no one home to call. Keep forgetting who you are. You can't stop crying. It's part of getting in.
Some thank yous. Title credit: The Wrong Woman is a term used by Julie McNamara in her theatre practice and research. Thank you to BSL Interpreter Sue Lee, ARC Stockton, Annabel Turpin and Daniel Mitchelson, Home Manchester, Jude Christian and Kevin Jameson, to all of the disabled practitioners who keep me going every day, my gorgeous family. Please note this was filmed on Zoom during 2020 lockdown. Piss on pity.